Namaskar, I'm Devdeep Purkayastha from the Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay. Welcome to this career development workshop. It's the second in the series. This workshop is about growing your team. The first one, which is also available on NPTEL Plus, is about growing yourself. Before I start on the module, let's look at what Simon Sinek, who's a famous author and inspirational speaker, has said about teams. You can read it yourself, but essentially what he said was that a team is not a group of people just working together. A team is a group of people who trust each other and then achieve great results. So with that thought, let me remind you of the 6T framework for you to become a winning team leader, for you to create a winning team, for you to deliver outstanding results through your team. And to remind you, we have covered in the past the first module, which is about making sure the team has a clear objective, goals, targets, deliverables. Then we talked about getting the right people on the team. Because if you don't have the right people with the right skills in your team, sooner or later the whole team will become weaker. Then we talked about daily operations, systems, processes in the team, so the team works smoothly, effectively, and efficiently. Today's module is about the softer side of a team. It's about the culture, which is a soft aspect versus goals and objectives and targets and systems and processes. So how do you create a great culture? How do you create a culture based on trust? A culture based on empowerment. Empowerment means that every team member feels that he is free, he is empowered to work and deliver great results. And then in the next two modules, we will cover how do you monitor and track progress for the team. And if the team is off track, how do you fix the issue and still deliver results. And right at the end, we'll talk about once you have achieved great results, how do you celebrate success till the next great result. So a team continues to deliver success after success, but celebrating success at every step. So this is module 4, and in this module I'll talk about how do you create a great team culture based on trust and empowerment. So why do you have to build trust and empowerment in a team? Imagine a team where the team leader doesn't trust the team members and team members don't trust each other. Then it's a very dysfunctional team. That team will probably never succeed. But on the other hand, if you can create a team where you trust each and every team member, and every team member trusts you, and every team member trusts each other, imagine the power of that team. Because then that team, your team, will work openly, collaboratively, continuously talking to each other, and then keep moving every day, every moment towards the common goal. Similarly, empowerment. Imagine a team where the team leader, someone like you, is not empowering the team. He doesn't really give decision-making power to the team. And at every step, every day, every moment, he keeps asking the team, what are you doing? You should do it like this. You should not do it like that. Then the team members are always confused and waiting for your instructions to do things. And what will happen is, if things go wrong, the team members will turn around and tell the team leader that you told us to do it, we have done it, it did not work, it's not my problem, it's your problem as a team leader. So a team in which there's no trust and empowerment, sooner or later will start failing. Why? Because first of all, the morale is low. The workplace slowly becomes toxic. Nobody's talking to each other, nobody's collaborating, nobody's trusting each other. People don't want to work in that team. People will get disengaged. And members will say, let the team do whatever it wants to do, I will do my own thing. And slowly team members will leave. So low morale. And as I said, if there's low morale, team members will keep leaving the team. And nobody wants to join the team because the bad reputation of the team will spread. And failure will bring failure and more failure. Also, if there is no trust or empowerment, everybody is looking to the team leader. Everybody is looking to the boss. And everyone will do what the boss wants them to do. And then finally, all of this will lead to mismanagement. But jobs don't get done. Someone who is doing his job, but in a team, every member, every piece of the work is interdependent. Even a good performer, when he performs, will look around and see nobody else is performing. And then he'll give up. So those are the risks. So what are the steps towards creating a team, your team, with trust and empowerment? And as always, I've tried to create a framework, and I'll give examples afterwards so that you understand what this framework is all about. For you to remember easily, here is a 6C framework on building a great team based on trust and empowerment. So first is clarity of purpose and roles. So as a team leader, you have to make sure that every member of the team understands the bigger purpose of the team. So if you are developing a product, everybody should understand the bigger purpose of launching a new product, creating a new product, winning in the market with that new product, generating revenues and sales with that new product. So that's the big purpose for the team. That's why the team exists. And you need to communicate that. But within the team, though the purpose is one, the roles are many. Someone is working on the technology. Within the technology, someone is working on different parts of the technology. So if it's a robot, in that technology team, there are people who are working on the sensors, on the motors, on the cameras, on the chassis of the robot, on the controller, on the radio. So the different aspects of technology. And in the team, you may also have, in the same robotic team, you may also have people who are responsible for selling the robot. They have to keep talking to the customer and understand the customer needs for that robot. And the salesperson has to talk to the technology person. So you as a team leader have to make sure that different parts of the team, different members of the team, be it sales or finance or technology development, whichever part of technology piece that the team member is handling, they're all understanding their roles to support that one big purpose. Second is that you need to gain commitment to the team. The team has to be committed to every member. Every member has to be committed to the team. The team has to be committed to you as a team leader, and you have to commit to the team as a team leader yourself. The third C is about customer focus and creativity. These are very, very important concepts in building a great team culture. Why is customer focus important? Because ultimately every team exists to do something for an internal or an external customer. It's not that every team is selling. Even if you're doing, let's say, a technology development, you have internal customers. So the R&D team's internal customer may be the production team, because there's no point designing a product which cannot be produced in large numbers. So the factory manager who will produce it in large number may become the internal customer of the technology team, the R&D team, the research and development team. Of course, there are external customers. So if you're a sales team, there are real customers outside the company who you have to focus on. Now, why is customer focus important? A, because it helps you achieve the purpose of the team. Almost every team has got an external customer. Even if you're producing a movie, there are many people who are producing the movie, the actors and the actresses, but also the camera person, the producers, the distributors, the editors. They all have to work together, keeping in mind the film audience. How does it also help in conflict resolution? Because a lot of time, when two members or many of the members in the team or the members and the team leader are arguing what to do, instead of saying, this is my opinion, this is what I think, which leads to conflict, because every 2, 3, 5, 10, 20 members of the team may all have their own opinions. But if you change the discussion from here's what I think to going and asking the customer, what do you think we should do, the internal or the external customer, and take the customer into mind, and then all the team leaders rally around whatever the customer has told them, because ultimately the success of any team is based on the customer. So it helps to stay customer focused. It also helps you resolve conflicts because you are being led by the customer's needs versus your own opinions. The flip side of customer is creativity. Creativity is all about thinking outside the box. Because most teams will be doing something which thousands of other teams around the world are doing, or thousands of teams in the past have done. Very rarely will you be a team which is doing anything for the first time. But there's a lot of value in being the first team to do something completely new. That's where creativity comes in. So you don't work like the thousands of other teams that are working today. You don't work like the thousands of other teams who have gone before you, but you're creative. You think outside the box. And you create a product which is new for the customer. Or you create a solution which is new for the customer. So customer focus and creativity go hand in hand. The fourth C is about competence and confidence. So what's competence? Competence is basically ensuring that every team member has the skills which he or she needs to perform your role, his or her role. And as you as a team leader, when you recruit a person or you take on a new team member, you have to make sure that person fulfills the needs of the team, but also has the skills to deliver the needs of the team. So if you're developing a robot, it's no point recruiting into the team maybe a musician, just as an example. If you are looking for the sixth batsman in the team, it's no point taking the fifth bowler or the sixth bowler. So you have to make sure that you've chosen the right team members, and you have to make sure that the team members have the competency to deliver whatever you need the team to deliver. The flip side of competence is confidence, and confidence cuts across the team. First of all, the team member, once he is competent and understands his roles, will become confident. Without the skills, without the competency, the team members will never be confident. Second, once the team members are all competent, the team members will be confident of each other. Because if you have an expert salesperson and you've got an expert builder of robots, when they trust each other, because both of them are competent, when the salesperson speaks, the technology person will listen. And when the technology person speaks, the salesperson will listen, because both are competent and they have confidence in each other. Confidence is also about you and your team. The team needs to have confidence. Every team member needs to have confidence on you as a team leader, your ability to make the right decision, your ability to work with stakeholders, your ability to manage pressure, because there will be pressure. Every team will feel pressure. But then you as a team leader have to manage your bosses or your stakeholders, like whoever is funding the team. And the team must have confidence that you as a team leader can manage the environment. And you as a team leader, on the flip side, have to have confidence that if you have committed something to your customer or the stakeholder, the team will deliver and support you in your commitment. So confidence cuts across the team, and it also goes up and down the team. That's the culture you need to create. The next C is collaboration and communication. Communication is where everybody knows who's working on what. If there's a problem, if there's a good news, if there's a bad news, if there's a success, people know. The whole team knows. Not every last detail of every last piece of work. But at a high level, whatever impacts the whole team, every team member knows. And collaboration means that people are working with each other seamlessly to solve the problems. Think about a volleyball team. And if the team members are not collaborating, they will not play well. Someone raises the ball and someone smashes it. But if they are not coordinating, collaborating, they will not be able to win that point. Similarly with communication, a lot of times you'll find that doubles players in tennis, they're always making sign gestures to each other or speaking through the side of the mouth to communicate and say, whoever is serving, maybe how he's going to serve and how does the other person prepare for the return of serve. You will find that in a cricket field, the captain is always talking to the team members. The bowlers are talking to the wicketkeeper maybe, or the fielders, and so on. There's continuous communication and collaboration. And you need to make sure that in your business team or whatever team that you are leading, that continuous collaboration and communication is there, and it becomes the culture. And then contribution and celebration. In a great team, team members will realize no one team member can do anything by himself or herself. Anything the team has to deliver, everybody needs to contribute. So a team success is built on contribution of all the members in some way or the other. But the celebrations of success also is for the team. A team member should not celebrate and say, this is my success, therefore only I will celebrate. No. In a team culture, no success is possible without contribution from all the team members. And therefore the celebration should be for the entire team. even if team members are doing different things. And in some successes, some members contribute a bit more than others, but no one can do it alone. So these are easy to remember 6 C's of a great culture based on great trust, empowerment, communication, collaboration, creativity, customer focus, etc. Let's now deep dive into each of those elements, and let me just reinforce what I've said with some examples and actions. Let's look at the clarity of purpose and roles. As I've said before, if it's a new team that you are setting up, make sure that you have agreed on the purpose with your stakeholders or your bosses or your management or your coach or your selectors. So before you even communicate to the team, you as a team leader need to agree on what is the purpose of the team with all the stakeholders. And then when the team is being formed, you need to communicate that purpose to each and every team member. And then you have to show them how their role and their contribution will all contribute to that overall purpose achievement. Because if you don't do this, both, a team member may be clear on the purpose but not on his role. Or he may know his role, but he may not know what is the purpose of the team itself, and he's doing things on his own in isolation. And a great example is when, as I said earlier, a CEO of a technology company is then working with his salesperson, finance person, technology person, production person, HR person to lay out the vision of the company, to lay out the mission, the strategy, the action steps, the milestones. So his entire leadership team is aligned to the purpose, and each member of his leadership team knows what the role of their functions are. Once the CEO has done it to his leadership team, the vice presidents or his direct reportees, his reportees need to go back to their own teams, their departmental teams, the divisional teams, and then communicate the purpose and roles. And then slowly, whatever the CEO's purpose is, gets percolated down to the frontline employee, to the person who will actually go and sell in the shops or the streets, the person who will actually produce in the factory, to the finance person who will actually account for the sales and the money. So the whole company knows where the company is headed and what he or she should do. Commitment to the team, as I said earlier, you as a team leader, you as a CEO, you as a founder, you as a cricket team captain, you as the band conductor, musical conductor, you as the director of a movie, you have to commit to your team members. And you have to make sure that your team is fully supported. For example, if a new member needs a new software or computing equipment or research equipment, or in a musical band, in a new guitar or a new drum, you need to make sure that those resources is made available. Because you as a team leader have to commit to your team members. If a team member is facing obstacles and the team member doesn't know exactly what to do, you as a team leader have to step in and help the team member overcome those obstacles. And then it becomes a two-way commitment. Customer focus and creativity. Again, as I said, start with your customers' needs, because every team is created to meet the need of customers. If it's a movie, it's to meet the need of the audience. The whole movie unit works to make sure that's a great movie which is liked by all the audience. And the same with whether you are a production team or R&D team or a sales team. And sometimes what other teams are doing, what has happened in the past, may not get you the results. Or they may get you the results, but they may not be breakthrough results, outstanding results, wow results. But if that team, your team, take a creative approach, start exploring new ideas together, and the technology person say, hey, I've got a new idea. Do you think the salesperson, you can actually sell it to the customer? And the salesperson then builds on the idea of the technology person. Then together the creativity goes up. And as the creativity goes up, the customer gets a better and better product, or better solution, or better service, or better music, or better movie, or better cricket results, etc. And the effectiveness, the deliverables of the team, the results that the team is giving, keeps going up, up, and up. Competence and confidence, again to recap, is very important that a team leader is always helping the team, be it new or be it old team member, upskill, reskill, get new skills. So a good leader may encourage his team members to go out and attend new courses, new workshops, new industry forum, so that the person who has come in to the team with a certain skill level, certain competency level, becomes more and more skilled, becomes more and more aware, gets to know what's going on in the world, so that when he comes back to the team, he brings all that knowledge and skills back to the team. And team members, as they each become more and more competent in their own role, in their own responsibility areas, the whole team becomes more and more competent, and the confidence in each other builds. And as you can see on the screen, there are always examples of team leaders like you doing things to upskill, reskill, build awareness within the team members. Collaboration and communication. Communication doesn't have to be very long and elaborate processes. But versus spending a full day in a month to communicate when things have gone wrong, and when things have gone wrong, after they've gone wrong, becomes a blaming session. Team members are blaming each other, the team leader is blaming the team is blaming the team leader, it becomes chaotic. So versus spending time when things have gone wrong, is better on a proactive basis every day, maybe to have short stand-up meetings where everybody just gets on a call for 30 minutes and just communicates which team member is doing what. Is there anything which is urgent? Is there anything which is a crisis? Is there any new customer need that has come in? Is there a new breakthrough that has happened? Is there a new success that has happened? So whatever one team member knows, every team member knows, and the team leader knows. And when the team member then meets other people outside the team, he knows exactly what the team is doing. So he may be a finance person in the team, but he knows what the salesperson is doing, the technology or the staffing person or the production person is doing. And he can communicate for the entire team to someone outside the team. So this daily works, stand-up 30-minute sessions, or maybe weekly, a 1-hour session where everybody shares. But not just share, also brainstorms, new ideas, where new ideas can emerge because the team is talking. This kind of communication will drive collaboration. And this is apart from 1:1. So one is when the whole team is talking to the team leader, brainstorming, just informing each other. The other is when two members talk to. These are the usual 24/7, day to day, when you're talking to each other. And as I said, today there is communication like Slack and MS Teams and WhatsApp groups where you can talk continuously. This is not to say that you work long hours or extra hours. This is just to say, in the hours that you work smartly, collaboratively, and communicating to each other. And then contribution and celebration. Because let's say for a new product launch, a company has launched a new product. No one person could have done it alone. Only the technology person could not have done it. The R&D person could not have done it. And the production person either. And the salesperson could not have done it either. So product needs to be developed, it needs to be produced, it needs to be sold, it needs to be accounted for, raw material has to be procured, logistics has to be attended to. So a new product launch for a company involves the entire company, probably all the functions. And therefore, when a product launch or a new breakthrough or a new customer win has happened, a CEO may call the entire company, if it's a small company, and if it's a very large company, call the key people and celebrate and acknowledge the contribution of each of the function, each of the team members. And for very large companies, those who celebrate and acknowledge contribution in a meeting with the CEO or a party with the CEO can go back to their own teams and celebrate within their own teams. So contributions are recognized, celebration happens, and it becomes a virtuous loop where it keeps successes build more success. And you as a team leader or a CEO or a founder or a sports leader enjoy working, your team enjoys working, and it's a positive environment versus a failed toxic environment. So that was the thinking behind creating a great team culture based on trust and empowerment. The question is, what is a daily behavior that a team leader should demonstrate or practice to create what I've talked about? What can you do on a daily basis so that you become what I've described earlier? So as in all the modules, I've tried to capture daily behavior in a sort of an assessment scorecard. So if you look on the leftmost column, there are the 6 C's. There are 3 C's in this page, and there are 3 C's in the next page. And then each of the elements in the columns, you can read for yourself, shows what is good behavior, where it is your strength. If you demonstrate that behavior, it becomes your strength. And then some behavior which is neutral, which is not good, not bad, but neutral. And then if you behave in a certain way which is not helping build the culture, which is not helping build trust and empowerment, then it becomes a development area. So with this, you can assess yourself. You can keep playing back the video, keep looking at it, and keep assessing yourself. When you first do the assessment, chances are, like always, like in the other modules, you will have a lot of needs improvement. But as you keep practicing the behavior pattern under strengths, you will probably become more and more confident, and you will develop the behavior which is needed to create that culture. So this page has the first 3 C's, and the next page, which is on the screen now, you can see the 4th, 5th, and 6th C's, along with the different types of behavior. Behavior which can be a strength, which contributes to creating that great culture, and behavior patterns which may suggest that you need to probably build on your behavior, improve your behavior in a certain way. Not in a good or bad sense, but if you do certain behaviors yourself, your team will benefit. It may take you 3 to 6 months or a year to go from the right side to the left side. But I strongly recommend that you start assessing yourself. Take 30 minutes on a Saturday or Sunday or whenever you have time off and kind of reflect using the scorecard on your behavior. Each of the 6 modules in this workshop has this kind of an assessment scorecard, a behavioral scorecard. Assess yourself in all of those. And then choose for each of those modules, and for this particular module as well in terms of culture, maybe just 1 action point or 2 action points. So after you've done the whole assessment after this workshop, maybe next week or 2 weeks out after you've completed the workshop, you may come up with 5, 6 or 10 action points. Act on them. And then again, probably reassess after 3 months or 6 months and see if things are improving in your team. And then if you are comfortable with a certain behavior pattern, you move on to your next action steps. So this is the process of self-assessment for self-improvement and ultimately for team improvement. So with that, thank you, namaskar, good luck.